The pandemic has hit all of us hard, but this month ABC 10 News wants to highlight the good in all of us and the stories of our community's resilience and strength. We begin this morning with a story that is positively San Diego for our season of hope. From high school sweethearts to the intensive care nurses they are now, we meet a young married couple who helps staff the overnight shift at a local hospital. They work in the intensive care units, attending to the most critically injured and ill, including COVID-19 patients, and through it all, sharing a love of their profession and each other.
We ended up getting separated by our teacher because we talked too much.
Andrea and Jared Davis met in English class in the 11th grade with an ease for conversation, something that now goes well with married life and sharing the overnight shift as nurses in the ICU at Sharp Grossmont Hospital in La Mesa.
Having your spouse be in the same profession as you are, they get it. They get the day-to-day.
Or in this case, the night after night, attending to patients in need of the most critical care, including those struggling with COVID-19. Jared remembers one patient, younger than himself, who fought for months before finally making a comeback.
It was rewarding to see him recover, even though it was a very long and slow and tedious process for him. But just to see that, I think that was one of the hardest things, to see someone who was younger than you just be affected by it so much.
As for their own health, couple says Sharp has a strict regimen to ensure safety.
They do their best to make sure that we're taken care of.
With COVID, there was so much unknown in the beginning of it that we had to take all these special precautions, and we got to share that with each other. Like, hey, what are you doing? Okay, what are some steps that we could take to keep us extra safe?
Their work demanding strict protocols, but with sensitivity. iPads are loaned to families without so that they can visit their loved ones virtually. And I understand even doing some personal hygiene things for them just to make them feel a little bit better.
Yes. It's one of my things I love to do, especially men's 5 o'clock shadow. I love getting rid of that. Just basic needs. They're anxious and they're at their most vulnerable state when they are in the intensive care unit.
From 7 at night to 7:30 the next morning, Andrea and Jared, part of the local story of intensive care, of COVID care in San Diego.
How rewarding it is to help others when they're at their most vulnerable and at their all-time low is keeping us energized. May have heard a little rustling in the background during that interview, and these are the culprits right here. Andrea and Jared's 2 Labrador retrievers, and they were vying for attention while the interview was taking place. And their family is growing, the couple expecting their first child, a baby girl, in February. And with that in mind, Andrea is still working in the ICU, but for now with non-COVID patients.